In this tutorial, I'll show you how to attach our looping walk cycle to a motion path, so we can actually continue this character actually walking along. So at the moment he's just walking on the spot like so, and so we're attaching to something and get him walking along. So first thing I need to do is understand what can be attached to a motion path. At the moment he's got this part of his hierarchy, and he's also got these foot controllers, so we need something with all of these parented to that we can attach to a motion path. So I'm going to create a NURBS circle from here, just scale it up a bit so I can see it, and I'm going to delete any history of it, so Alt-Shift-D, and I'm also going to do a modify freeze transformation. Now this is important. If you're parenting animated objects to another object, you kind of need to make sure they're all zeroed and ones, so all the x, y, z's are zeroed and the scale is set to 1. Otherwise it may screw up your animation, it may offset anything that's animated. It's not always good practice to parent things that have got animation on them, but making sure the object is kind of all zeroed, it kind of works. So if we have a look in Windows and Hypergraph, we'll see that we've got this hierarchy, but we've also got the IK rig hierarchy. So these things want to be parented to this circle. So we can either do it in this view, but I'll do it in this view so I can see exactly what I'm doing. And it's this NURB circle I've created here. So I'm just going to middle drag these onto this like so. So they're now all parented underneath that NURB circle. And this is a point at which you just want to check everything's still good. So suddenly if you start to play your animation and your legs fly off or your body does something weird, you know that it does not like being parented to that new object. There might be something wrong. Now if it all works well, you should be able to then sort of move this about and play your animation over there. You should be able to also scale it and your animation should play absolutely fine. You can see it all works really nicely. So you've got this new sort of positional object. You don't have to parent the polygon objects to it, because these are skin weighted to the skeleton. They will just follow and scale with the skeleton. So the main things you need to parent to this circle are rig items, so any item that wants to be moved about. I didn't need to parent these pole vectors because they're already parented to those foot controllers. So this is the object that I can actually put on a motion path. I could just animate this object moving forward like this, you know, and get that working well, but we'll put it on a motion path because it will show you how to do motion paths. So I'm going to go to my top view to draw my motion path in, and I will go to create curve tools, and I'm just going to use a CV curve tool, and this will be our motion path. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to just draw in a motion path, something like this. Should be fine, and that will do like so. And what we can do, we can close that curve if we want to. If I go to, I think this is in modeling tools, curves, open and close, there it is. I couldn't remember where that was for a minute. So yeah, in the modeling menu you go to curves, make sure the curve's selected and go open close, and you can see that closes the curve. And if you want to adjust this, you can go into right click on it, go into control vertices, and you've got little points you can move about, and you can adjust the curve and make it a bit more of a sort of a nicer shape if you want to, and so on. So I can maybe sort of make this a slightly nicer curve there. So this is going to be our motion curve. And what you'll find with curves, they have it's hard to see on this screen, and especially with the resolution of the screen capture, but they will have little points on them, and then almost like a little U shape, which shows where's the start of the curve. So when we apply the motion curve, our character to this will be his starting point, where that little U shape is. So I'm going to go back into object mode, like so, and I'll go back to my perspective view. There's our motion curve, you can see it on the floor like so, and now we want to apply our character to it. So we want to pick the motion curve and then hold shift down, pick the NURB circle, then hold shift down and pick the motion curve. Go to the animation menu, and this now lives in constrain. In 2015 I think it's in a different menu. I think there used to be an animate menu, and there you go, there's motion curves attached to motion path, sorry, not motion curves. And if we have a look in here, this will set the time range to the time slider. We'll leave it as that at the moment. It'll do it to follow, and we want the front axis. So you can see his front axis is the Z. So double check how the manipulator tool looks down his axis. So we want it to be Z, otherwise he'll go around going sideways. Like that. So I think that is all okay. We can always try it different ways. So we go apply and close, and you can see he's on the motion path now. When we play it, it's not going to be great because we haven't married up the speed he goes around the motion path with his walk cycle, so his feet might slide and stuff like that. And you can see, yeah, he's moving way too fast around that motion curve, but we can adjust that. Okay, so if we pick that circle there and we have a look at the graph editor and we just press A, there is the motion curve for that following that curve. So here we've got the number of frames it's taking, and then 0 to 1 is the start and the end of the actual motion curve. So if we adjusted the vertical value here, he wouldn't go all the way around the curve, he'd end up stopping halfway or something. But what we want to do, we want to make him firstly go at a linear pace, possibly, so change it to that, and secondly we want him to take longer to go around it. So let's zoom in on him a bit and just see if we can eliminate the foot slide as best we can. You're never going to get rid of all of it because the keys of his feet moving are probably not particularly linear, but I can just stretch these along. I'm in move mode, so the W key, I'm holding shift and middle dragging to move those keys along, and then I'll just scrub through it. Still got a lot of sliding, so let's move these right along and see if we can just nearly, probably overdid it a bit there. So it's just a sort of a rough guide. You won't eliminate all of it. You'd have to go in and just adjust the keys a little bit to get rid of it totally. But it's not bad. It's not bad. A little bit more tweaking. That will do. That will do for now. So if we bring this up full screen again, we can have a look at him now, and he should walk around our path. Let's have a look. And the foot slide's not too bad. There's a little bit of foot slide in there. Like I said, this is a very quick way of sort of assigning somebody to a path. But we need to, if we have a look at, if we just have a look at this, it's going to take longer. How long is this going to take to go around the whole thing? If I click this number refreshes 785. So if I change this to 785, it will play back the entire animation. So we look, it plays all the way back. So that's how you can attach things to Motion Curve.